prospect, Ronny Mauricio. I want to start with you, Matt. What are your thoughts on Ronny Mauricio, who did debut in 2023?
Yeah, he's he got injured in winter ball, and after following up the 2023 season, and he missed all of last year, and it's kind of a question mark to see what we've got out of there, right? I mean, before he was injured, it was premium athleticism and power. I mean, he's coming off of two 2020 seasons in the minor leagues and in Double A in 2022 and in Triple A in 2023 before his brief call up. With just hit tool concerns, the time off is not going to help that aspect of his game. There's some swing and miss. He has shown a propensity to expand the zone and chase a little bit outside the zone, which is going to hurt him in the sense that where does his power develop? Secondly, is how much of the injury has impacted his athleticism, and that's kind of he was already kind of a fringy defender at short. He's obviously kind of already started to move to second base before he got hurt. So he's going to be in the mix for at bats somewhere along the line. He's got one option year left, so he can go back down. But I think out of a lot of the prospects we're going to discuss today up the middle, he's the one that's going to get the first look at big league time in 2025.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I think he and someone else that we'll talk about later, they seem to be in that fighting for maybe the second base job at some point early on,
Yeah.
in spring training and whatnot, just depending on how he recovers. Drew, we're gonna have quite a few shortstops here. We're gonna be talking about the middle infielders. Where do you think that he sort of falls in line in their like pecking order for 2025?
It's really difficult, man, because I do agree with Matt that Mauricio should be kind of that first guy at the table, so to say, because he does have the seniority and he does have a lot of experience in the upper levels of the minors. But does that necessarily mean he's the best? Well, no. I do think, though, that Mauricio is an interesting prospect. We've seen him have 2020 seasons in the minor leagues. I'm curious, though, how much of that power and how much of the speed we can see for fantasy teams because there's like a 50% ground ball rate. Credit to my guy Tom Gates there. And I think his walk rate has always been a little questionable, which kind of does limit, if not snuff, a lot of his stolen base opportunities. It's going to be a question of A, can Mauricio get on base enough for those skills to matter? And B, does he have the playing time to do anything with those tools and be anything more than just an interesting utility or pinch hitting piece? I don't know that long term he will be, especially with the Mets.
I agree. I wonder if there's going to need to be a trade or something like that because we did mention the Mets need to get pitching. There's Garrett Crochet on the market. Maybe he's involved in that sort of deal.